Hey everybody! Justin Cener here. How's it going? This is part of a brand new free series where I just show you some cool Facebook ad targeting tips. And it doesn't matter what type of store you have, what niche you have, you could probably apply these tips that I'm going to show you to your own store, to your own ads. So pay attention, we're going to go over the shoulder. We're just going to go inside of a sample Facebook ad and I'm just going to show you and talk about different things that have to do with Facebook ads. And again, this is a totally free series. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is stacked versus single interest. And you might be trying different things. You might have no idea what I'm talking about. First of all, stacked versus single interest, what I really am talking about is when we come inside of a Facebook ad, right? We're over here, we're looking at a Facebook ad. We're going to, of course, click on conversions, and I'm going to bring you into the next step here. We want to be talking about the targeting that we're doing, right? The targeting is really the most important part. You already know that, of course. And what I want to talk to you, and the tip I want to give you, is really about stacked interests versus single interests, okay? And, you know, let me first say I'm a big fan of stacked interests without a doubt, but wanting to have kind of a third bucket here where it's kind of like smart stacks. We don't want to just have randomly stacked interests. And the reason that we want to have stacked interest versus single interest, in my opinion, is that we want to test a wide variety of different types of people inside the niche. If you have a huge niche like the cat niche or the dog niche, it would be insanely expensive to run tons of different individual interest ad sets. Even if you're doing a CBO campaign where you just have one budget for the entire campaign, you're really going to spread those ad sets so thin. I think it's just a little bit too much unless you're going to have another, again, a big budget. If you don't want to spend a lot, you want to still represent a lot of different potential buyers inside the niche, but you want to have them stacked. So first of all, of course, I'm going to always uncheck this box whenever I'm doing any targeting here. But you know, the main difference, we can go inside the cat niche, for example, right? We could just have one single interest over here, cats. This happens to be the broad interest here of just the whole big cat niche. But you know, we could do anything, for example, a TV show about cats, right? This would be just one specific interest, and you know, there would be literally thousands of different cat-related interests that we'd be able to target individually. And like I said, it's going to cost too much money. And now there are some benefits of doing single interest targeting, and that is you know exactly what interest specifically is working, right? And if you're making sales, you could assume, okay, well, you know, if this must-love cat's interest is working, then it could probably continue to work and you'll scale through it. But that's why you want to have stacked interests with meaning. And by that, and if you're familiar with my interest group strategy, by that I basically just mean having stacked interests that are very similar. So basically breakdowns of the different ways that you can kind of categorize or separate different interests inside of a niche, put those all together. So for example, you might have all different fan pages together, you might have all different websites together. The bottom line is that you want to have stacked interests, basically more than one interest in here, but you want them to kind of make sense. You want them to be together. Okay, and you see there are all these different cat-related interests. If we were to just throw them all into one group and just stack them like this without any purpose, then the argument would be we don't know what's working when something works. So again, I'm creating this third bucket. I want to have the best of both worlds. I want to be able to know exactly what's working, and I also want to be able to not have to spend thousands of dollars to test the entire niche. So I grouped that together. Again, it's called my interest group strategy, and the idea is that you have stacked interests where they're all very similar. So when it comes to stacked interest versus single interest, I don't think it's a competition at all. I think it's going to be stacked interest. Even if you're not using my interest group strategy, that's totally fine. I still think just bang for your buck in terms of getting the most efficient ad testing out there for your Facebook ads, for your budget, it's going to be stacked interest. So make sure you're testing those out with your Facebook ads. Again, this is part of my free series on just some random Facebook ad tips that I hope are going to help you make some money. So I'll talk to you real soon. And if you have any questions about this, feel free to post as a comment.